Hey guys, Shane at WowBBQ here, and today we are going to be doing Weber griddle cooking, particularly with the full insert for the Weber Genesis. Now you can get lots of different flat top and griddle attachments like the GBS system, but we're going to be focusing on the big ones today because you have so much more capacity for cooking. If you've got one of the little griddle plates, it's good for if you're doing 1 or 2 smash burgers, but if you're feeding the masses and have, 10 to 12, even 20 going at a time, this is the beast you need. So the Weber gas barbecues are super versatile, and adding a Weber griddle plate like this only expands on that capacity. They're great for fry-ups, smash burgers, pancakes, are all really popular options. You can even do stir fries, but today I'm going to show you a slightly different recipe, and we're going to do grilled Philly cheesesteaks. One of the great things about the Weber griddles is that they all have an enamel coating on them, so you don't have to worry about them rusting out. You don't have to season them. They're ready to cook on out of the box, and cleanup at the end is super easy. You just pour some hot water in, scrape everything into the little drain at the back there. Now, one of the key things with cast iron cooking is you have to make sure and preheat it. It takes a long time to get the cast iron to absorb all the heat from the burners. So before I start any of my prep work, I'm going to make sure and get all the burners on high heat, close the lid, and let that absorb as much heat as we can. So our first bit of prep, we're going to go ahead and slice our peppers. Just cut the sides off, make sure and take out any seeds or the white filament in the middle, and then julienne them lengthways. We want to make sure that we get a good mix of colors in here. So we've got red and yellow peppers. They're really nice and sweet, but if you like the slightly bitter green pepper, that also goes very nicely in it. This is a recipe that if you're cooking it on a normal barbecue cooking grate, you'd really struggle because a lot of the peppers would be trying to fall through the bars on the cooking grate. Having that griddle just keeps everything together, helps it cook through. Okay, and the next step we want to do is to slice our steak, and we're going to go ahead and take the fat cap off. Because these are sirloins, there's a little bit of a tough silver skin underneath that fat cap that doesn't really render out. So want to go ahead and get our knife as close underneath it as we can so we're not losing too much meat. You can obviously save this and use it for cooking. A lot of times I like to chop it up and pop it on the griddle before so the steak kind of fries in its own fat and it really reintroduces that beefy flavor to the meat. And we're just slicing them nice and thin. Now, we're using sirloin steaks today, but by all means, you could get away with using a cheaper cut like rump or bavette steak. But obviously, the more money you spend on it, the more tender the cut is going to be, and the nicer the end result is. Now we're going to load them back into our tray, and we can take them over to the griddle. So our Weber griddle plate is really nice and hot. I can feel the heat radiating off that. And next, we're going to turn the dial down to medium heat, just to get it started. I got that fat cap that I took off the steak. We want that to render down and release some of that beef fat to fry the rest of the steak in, which will just reintroduce that rich, beefy flavor into the grill. Next thing, we'll get our steak on. Make sure all of it has good contact with the flat top because we want to get some nice heavy searing and browning. What you don't want, a lot of times people think that's a brown steak. That's not really going to taste very beefy. The longer you leave it and the darker brown it is, the richer beef flavor you're going to get. Next, we'll go ahead and add our peppers. That's the level of browning we want on our steak. That's going to taste really nice and rich and beefy. And we want to make sure and cook these through. Because we're using sirloin, it's going to stay nice and tender even when it's cooked well done. It's mostly about just trying to really develop that really nice, rich, beefy, browned crust on the outside of the meat. Don't worry about trying to keep them mid-rare or anything like that. Hit it with a little bit of salt. Next, some fresh cracked pepper. Give our peppers a stir. All the stuff is getting a good level of cooked on it, so we can mix the two together now. Now, let's go ahead and load up our bread. Got a few knobs of garlic butter to go down. And this, for me, really helps make the Philly cheesesteak. It's good without the garlic butter on ciabatta, but with it, takes it to the next level. Next we can start dividing these up so we can load them onto to the shape we want to load them onto our bread. We're going to load them up with some cheese. These are just slices of mozzarella. Provolone is good too. Now we'll hit them with the cloche. That's going to help steam it through the inside out and get that cheese really nice and soft. And then next we'll go ahead and add the top bun to the top of the cheese. Just steaming that top bun makes it so much softer. Let's get the faces flipped up so when it's time to transfer it, we can easily load them onto the bottom bun. We can take them over to our board now. All right, we'll bring our sandwiches over now. Go ahead and slice it in half. And that is a beauty. And that is our grilled Philly cheesesteak cooked on the Weber gas with the full-sized Weber griddle.